Hello, Infused Transitions. I am so glad you're here. Welcome, all of you, old and return or new and returning as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I just really appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are new, if you're wanting to learn more about how I read, that is in the description box below. If you're wanting to know more about what other services I do, or want your own personal card reading, you also, again, can find that information in the description box below. As always, only take what resonates and leave the rest. And with that all said, we are just going to jump in. These were the decks that I was called to bring forward. So we will see what comes out. And I also, of course, have some Rider-Waite decks here. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun, my Friends Tarot, my Vice Versa Tarot, and the Kipper here. I don't know what all we will or will not be using. Okay. With all of that said, guys, let's just jump right in and get moving. What are we pulling first? Okay. All cards have already been pre-shuffled. I just do like to shuffle on camera as well, just for you guys to be able to see that that the cards have been shuffled, you know. And one more. All right, let's get moving here. Sorry, got a dog. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. I thought that was one. Oh, not bad, not bad. It's two. How? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, you know, I just love it when this happens. I'm just saying. All right. So first card that we saw was Transformation. Commit to acting on new ideas and longings. Take a leap of faith. Begin again. So again, take it how it resonates and leave the rest. So for some of you, this is a commitment to act on a new idea or a desire that you've been wanting for a long time or something that you're really longing for. And it's getting it from the concept stage to taking that very first step. Don't get overwhelmed with, well, I got to do this. No, stop. Just take one step. Just one step. That's all you got to do. For others of you, it's like, okay, I've already mapped it all out. I already know what my first step is. It just comes down to taking that very first one, that leap of faith, right? And for others, it's about starting over. Either which way, whatever that represents for you, we have complete and total transformation. Not only is her face around her eyes, which it to me is indicating how we perceive things, how we see things, is transforming, but it's also up here. And to me, this is saying this is not just on the surface, you know, not just on the surface, the visual of what do we see, right? This is also transforming the mind, okay? So transformation. What came out with that? We have the Phoenix rising, or we have the Phoenix. This is about renewal and rebirth. Examine what you resist discarding, okay? So for some of you, you may not want to let go of something. And it's about just asking yourself, okay, why don't I want to let it go? And I just heard justifying. So for some of you, you may be resisting letting go of something, and therefore you justify being able to hold on to it. But it's not an accurate, oh no, did you see that? Aw. I just made a dirt line. I have plants all over, and apparently that was a piece of dirt, and I thought it was... Anyway, sorry. You'll just have to have that line there. Anyway, yeah, there's some of you who, there's this, but I don't want to let this go. And it's like, yeah, I know I should let it go, but no, I don't want to let it go. And when I say should, I'm not saying to please anybody else. I'm saying this is the self chatter and the self talk in the mind. It really comes down to what's aligned for me to let go. And then again, the reason we look at why we're resisting it is because usually there's a wound or a trauma or a story in that if we can unearth that and understand that, we can, right, then we can recognize it, understand it, process it, and let it go. Then we can let it go, because otherwise we're sitting here holding on to it and we don't even know why we're holding on to it. So it may take some self-examination of looking internally. It says reassess what needs to be renewed and given a fresh start to, which we see here, begin again. Clean up all the things around you that are cluttering your life. This can begin with either an entire room, or maybe it's just, an end table or a nightstand, or the bathroom countertop or the kitchen countertop or the pantry or whatever. Or it can be a whole room, or it can be a whole house. Again, it's not about getting overwhelmed. It's about just doing steps as you can take them. Okay, so we do have transformation, renewal, and rebirth. What a powerful duo. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I'm liking it. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? We're saying this one. All right. Did I shuffle this one so you can see? I don't think so. I think I just did that one. I will give you a heads up, just so you know. I am expecting some family here to show up relatively soon. Could be within a few minutes, could be after the reading. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know, because we do have animals, and I've done what I can to try to block out sound for them and for us. But I can only do so much. So it may get loud. They get very happy when we come home. Okay. What else do we have? We've got transformation, renewal, rebirth. Let's expand and go further in this story. All right. We've got celebration and third eye. Nice. Celebration. So whatever this is, I would say you're definitely looking at success of some sort. And this could be around third eye awakening. It could also be about maybe your third eye is already awakened. So maybe it is more about something coming through the third eye, seeing something, right? Eyes, eye, third eye, and the physical eyes changing perspectives, understanding, expansion, ascension, growth, renewal, rebirth. Oh, wow. Okay. But yes, it could be about an awakening of the third eye, but it could also be something coming through the third eye that sparks this renewal, transformation, and celebration, or because because you've been working on this, your third eye then sees something. But whatever it is, it's reasons to celebrate. It is something that is a success. All right, what are you wanting me to do here? Are we going over here, or are we staying over here? Okay. So one of the things that they just showed me, so if you look at this part of the card, I don't know why they're showing this to me. And if you are not in the US, then you wouldn't have this currency around possibly. But for some reason, they're saying something around currency and the eye that is on one of the bills, types of bills. I don't know which one. There's something very strong about this part of the card. Give me some more on that, please, on this third eye card. Meditation. Interesting that the people are in similar positions. Not exact, but similar. It could be that there's going to be some sort of a new understanding transpiring. If you take a few moments to meditate in some way, shape, or form. And I'm going to say that simply of the fact that, and I say some way, shape, or form because there's literally thousands of ways to meditate. It is about finding your way to meditate. If you aren't sure of what are some of the ways, go online and, you know, do your research and look for whatever it is that actually speaks to you. All right, thank you. We're going to look at this deck. Which ones are you wanting me to pull this for? Sorry, I got a Band-Aid on here and it really makes it difficult because stuff just kind of slips through it and it's instead of having the control that I normally have. All right. All right. Okay, so I thought they were going to have me do it on these, on all of them, but they're really showing me, and maybe I will, but for right now, they're just having me really focus on these two. So we're going to put those there. We're going to do this just because I never know what's going to... All right, let's get some more on this third eye card, please. What more can you tell me? What does this mean for our viewers? Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So we have ostentation. All right. So here's the thing. If you, again, take a look at that eye, right? What surrounds that eye is detailed in its appearance, but yet it's not overly done. Does that make sense? It's like it really relays a message of birth and growth to me because we see, to me, this is like the lotus leaf, which is all, you know, has a lot to do with renewal, rebirth, and transformation. It's a spiritual journey, a spiritual awakening. It's those aha moments, those epiphanies, okay? And then here we have the ostentation card. And when I hand this to you, really look at the difference. And then I'll give you a moment to look at that. Look at the comparative. And again, the word is ostentation. So when I see that, to me, and what I'm being shown, this and the part up here on the top part of the card could be considered, you know, it shows a richness, and I'm not talking about strictly financial. I'm just a richness in beauty, a richness in, I mean, she's carrying a cornucopia. She's got the crystal ball in her hand. I feel like it's almost like, what do you call it? You know how like in sacred geometry, things are very precise, very organized, right? And it's so incredibly beautiful. It's so incredibly beautiful at the same time. And I feel like it's almost like that's what it's saying here, is that there's a difference between having beauty in richness, abundance, it feels like something you're transforming. And even this, I mean, the celebration card, look at how luxurious that looks, right? It feels like almost like luxuriousness with, oh, give me the word again, please. Luxuriousness with grace, with organized, that's not the word. Organized, things in order, organized, orchestrated. They're very defined, very precise. This isn't about being stiff and unbendable and unmovable. Dignity. It is about, so whatever it is you're transforming, it feels like it's going to be reasons to celebrate. It's going to be something that is can shift your world up dramatically. This, for some of you, you've been on this journey for quite a while, so it may be something coming sooner rather than later. For others of you, maybe you're just beginning your journey. And this, don't get discouraged. Again, meet yourself where you are, right? It's learning to carry ourselves and our fortunes, is what I just heard, with grace, with dignity, with alignment, with being able to be in the light, the limelight, being able to be I've heard people say there's a difference between the wealthy and the rich. The rich are loud in their expression of their abundance, and the wealthy are refined, dignified. They appreciate it. They utilize it. Yes, of course. They are thankful for it. Yes, of course. But it's not about being showy. It's not about wanting to make everybody aware how wealthy I am. That's the only way I can think of how to describe this feeling I get from this. And you notice how it's like the one that seems more organized, again, she has the cornucopia, she has that crystal ball, she's being pulled in while being relaxed. And if you really look at this card down here on the bottom and the many things, it's very chaotic. I don't know if you can see everything in there. It's very chaotic. There's like a hodgepodge, mixed, matched confusion almost like that comes from this being ostentation, almost like being I almost feeling like, what do you call it, like when you're in that hoarding mode. It's like buying all these things that you don't even really need just so you can say, yeah, I own that, yeah, I got that, oh, look at me. And it's like, you can be in the light and be wealthy. You can be a divine, well, we all are divine, whether we express it that or not is up to us. But the bottom line is okay. There seems to be some, or there's at least some that need to hear this, or that it would be good for you to consider what I'm going to say. There seems to be beliefs, and this is a common belief in the early parts of our journey, that in order to be divine, in order to be pure, I have to be poor. It's not appropriate for me to be wealthy off of what I do, what I learn, what I know. Okay? So that is a whole thing on its own. There's also this fear that if I'm successful in what I'm doing, whether you are doing work as a healer, or, you know, you're a pilot, or you're an astronaut, or an accountant, or a doctor, or a cafeteria worker, or a mechanic, or a teacher. It doesn't matter. There's almost like this, a fear that you'll become this chaotic versus doing this in an organized, and I keep getting organized. So there may be something that maybe in this journey, there's something that maybe feels jumbled or confusing or chaotic. And I will say, sometimes when we begin our journey, things can seem that way and actually, you know, be playing out that way, because again, when we begin our journey, there's people and things that fall away that aren't going to like it, and that can seem very chaotic. For others of you, this may be that it could be something that would be beneficial for you to work through, of this need to, I'm hearing things like starved for attention, or a need to put up this front, or to show people that I'm successful. Where what is aligned is more of this, a quiet dignity. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right. Yeah. All right. So with this meditation card, I got health. Oh, let me show you. I got health. And I got independence. Here's the thing. Okay. So this is what comes with the meditation card. Okay. I find it interesting that health came out with meditation, because, hear me out. Health, usually, it's not about a health scare. So, you know, put that out of your mind. Or maybe even ask yourself, why did I automatically jump to that? If that's your thought, maybe that's something for you to work through. But in this particular deck and this particular card, this isn't like, oh, it's a health scare. No, this is about really investing in nurturing in your body, healing your body. Now, even if you don't feel you're sick or there's anything wrong, and I'm not saying there is, even the most healthiest person can benefit from nurturing their body. In fact, that's how they got healthy, is because they nurtured their body. And to maintain that health, we nurture our body. This is also saying that maybe there are some people or types of modalities that could be beneficial for you in continuing your good health, and or your nurturing, and or your journey on transforming your health. This one woman is feeding her. This could have to do with, maybe it's a nutritionist you need to go find. And somebody else is pouring water over her head. So I'm hearing anointing. So maybe there is someone who can help you in helping you to learn, what does that anointing word mean for you, and then helping you nurture yourself to move in that direction. And the other person is simply holding on to her forearm and touching her shoulder. This could be about energy healing. It could simply be about somebody who is giving, you know, morale or emotional support or encouragement. And the bottom line is there is this potential of a team that could come together and help you in your meditation, whatever you're wanting to focus, or what you're wanting your meditation to accomplish for yourself. And or this could be maybe when your meditation, oh, you know, I've always been curious about da 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 da. And these could be things that could come together to help you and nurture you in some way in your health. This doesn't just have to mean physical health either. It can mean financial health, physical health, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic health. And doing this work, right? Independence. This brings you a healthy independence. And I also want to say here, this person is independent here, but she has her support that help her. If you look at the bottom of this card, you see almost like what looks like Stonehenge, right? And these all work together for a purpose. We might not understand what that purpose is, but I mean, I almost can feel like, almost like it creates a grid, a connection of all in between, right? And yet they're individual. So it is finding that balance between those two. That's really interesting. I do feel like, though, that again, this is all linked together. And I do feel like you hold this potential for obviously success and rebirth in your transformation, because we have celebration here. Yeah, it's about having this vision, allowing yourself to visualize. Meditation doesn't have to be about only being silent and trying to think of absolutely, not even trying, but to be in a state where nothing is in your mind. That doesn't have to be the way you meditate. Maybe for you, meditation is about visualizations, visualizing what it is you're wanting to create, visualizing that you want to have this beautiful wealth and abundance with dignity, with grace, with alignment, being in alignment with your true self and ending the chaoticness. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and I do feel being open to finding within, like, what do I feel like could help me accomplish what I'm wanting to accomplish? You know, maybe the abundance of finances is just a happy side effect. Maybe that the focus is really on, I want to learn how to do meditation, or I want to learn accounting, or I want to learn whatever that is for you. Maybe it's about finding those who can help nurture you and support you along in that journey. I hope that makes sense. All right. We're going to ask 2 questions here. We're going to ask first, what is the archetype that it is best for us to let go of? Maybe we're operating in an archetypal type that is just not serving us at this moment. Maybe it's hindering our progress, our transformation, our rebirth. Maybe it's clouding our vision, because we have vision, third eye, and eyes are very prominent here in the transformation. I would also say here in the Independence card, the one that's here on top, she's looking straight out at us. And here in the Health card, we have the Suns looking straight out at us. Okay, because here it's like she's looking off in that direction. Here they're looking off in that direction. The renewal rebirth is off in that direction. And the sun and the vision and the bobcat here, those are all right directly on us. Here the moon is off in that, you know what I'm saying? So this could be, maybe there's something operating that has our vision, our attention, our focus on other things. All right, and we got the dogs are going to start barking here, so I've done what I can to keep it to a minimum. All right, let's see. What is the archetype that is best for us to move out of at this time, to leave alone, to shift out of? The beggar. That makes sense, right? Because if we're in that, I don't have, and I'm a pauper, and I'm oh so poor, and we just keep running stories along those lines, or whatever that looks like for you, that's not helpful to us, because that keeps our vibrations and our energies and our attention and our focus, our thoughts, in this lower energy. So in the shadow, it's dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. And it's almost like I can't face myself. I can't face myself and admit that I am so dependent on others that I take absolutely no action to help myself. Okay. And I mean, it's almost like I can't look at myself. I'm so ashamed. You know, I know it's easier said than done, but drop the shame. You know, don't judge yourself. Forgive yourself. Okay. It's more of, okay, All right. I see. That's what I've been doing. All right. So 2 parts here. One, what trauma, what emotion, what belief, what have I been taught, whatever this is for you, that has me doing this as a way of life, that has me so dependent on others that I make absolutely no effort to help myself, to change my story. This is, again, not about beating yourself up. This is about, again, if we have awareness, then we can process and we can let go and we can move forward. Okay? Meet yourself where you are. Also feel like there's a great deal of shame, embarrassment, and disappointment in the self around this. So again, acknowledge and release. Oh my goodness, lady. That's my dog, sorry. Acknowledge, release, you know, so that you can move forward, right? And it's interesting because, again, here we had independence. So being dependent on others to the exclusion of effort, but then we have independence over here. So I would say probably there are some of you who are looking to create independence and shift, or not create, create independence and shift out of this beggar attribute, shadow attribute. All right. Now let's look at what would be very supportive and for us to shift into. What archetype would be very supportive for us to shift into? Judge. And again, this is not about judging ourselves. Okay? The light attribute of this, it says, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. And you see she's balancing the scales, right? Managing the fair distribution of power. Again, do you see the difference in that? Where it's out of balance and where it is balanced. So, yeah, I feel like this is a pretty straightforward, self-explanatory kind of reading. Yeah. And you've been given the steps, right? I mean, we do see that calling in support, whatever that looks like for you, meditation and vision, envisioning what it is you're wanting to create. And I would even say it's also about envisioning, have a visualization of you literally letting go of whatever it is that needs letting go of. Whether you are able to see what that is, or whether it is just, let me just create a basket or a box or whatever it is for you, right? And I'm going to put in all the things, even if I'm not aware of them, I'm going to put in all the things, right, that are just non-serving, that are just hindering me in my growth, in my expansion, in my creating this being balanced with justice, with compassion, right? Managing the fair distribution of my power, my energy, whatever that is for you. You can envision yourself putting these things into this box, this basket, whatever that is for you, right? And then sending that box to Most High, God, Source, Spirit, Universe, whatever that is for you. Or you know, what goes down to Mother Gaia that belongs to her for transmuting goes to her. What doesn't go to her, take it straight up to Most High, God, Source, Spirit, Universe, whatever that is. And the point is then cleansing your fields, cleansing your vibrations and energies, you know, so that you're not carrying those energies anymore. And then what are you bringing in, right? Once you've cleaned it and you've cleared it out and you've cleaned up your vibrations and stuff, then what are you wanting to bring in? So there are the steps for you guys. I feel this was a really great message, actually. And yeah, gives you tools and steps to take and what to aim and shoot for to help yourself. Okay? And don't forget, sometimes we need a team in order to find our independence, but it is taking steps. You do have reasons to celebrate, though. All right? Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, and share if you know someone who could benefit from this message. All of this does help me. Each one of those steps are important, and they do help me. Yes, they help my channel. Yes, but they also help us reach others who could possibly benefit from these messages. So until next time, guys, bye. Thank you.